guys. Today I'm just going to go do some food hunting. Just going to catch dinner. So plan of attack is laid up on the grass flats here. Going to put the chum bag out and target pinfish basically. I'm looking for little pinfish, the little silver dollar size, maybe $half size would be fine. Not like the tarpon ones I'm getting. If I do catch some bigger ones, I'll use them as cut bait, but I'd prefer just the nice little guys there. Would generally use pilchers, but they're a little bit hard to come by, and the ones I've seen are real small. It's a little bit too small. I'm targeting around the 14-inch size mangroves. I mean, I don't need any 18-20s. I mean, it'd be fun to catch, but I prefer that 14 to 16-inch range is perfectly fine, and I might keep one or two. And I don't do meat hunting very often, so I thought this might be a little different. So we'll go ahead and check it out and see what happens. And if everything works out pretty quickly, it's about 4:35 right now, so I got about 3 hours. If I pick up the snappers pretty quick, I might maybe see if I can catch some grunts or keep a couple of larger pinfish, and then possibly try for a tarpon. There's still quite a few of juveniles around, especially along the mangrove edges. A lot of snook and mangrove I've seen there. I haven't switched over to targeting them because I need to go a little bit more light tackle, probably more lure based, or because you're looking only in foot or so, maybe less of water, so maybe even top water. But I need to convert over that to kind of tackle those guys. But in the channel, there's still a lot of juveniles. They'll still eat the same way I was doing it with a bobber and a grunt, so I might give that a shot if I hit these mangroves pretty quick. It's blowing about 15 knots, so I'm going to also consider this video windy days fishing as well. Not so great out in the open, so I'm going to try to find some hidden pockets and try to make do, catch dinner. Set up. I'm kind of into this little creek inlet here, and I got the chum bag out. Give that a little shake. And I've already got them fired up. I mean, it's kind of hard to, you'll see them there. Then I've got oodles and oodles of glass minnows. Plenty of fish down there. This won't take very long. Since I'm in such shallow water, I'm just using a #1 bait hook, and then just to that 15-pound fluoro, 15-pound pink Andes. This would actually be the best time for me to switch out the spool and put my 20-pound braid with the 30-foot, 8-foot length of mono leader, but I've left it on my desk. So we'll just do with this and see what happens. I'm just throwing little handfuls out there to kind of get them all pumped up. Oops, that was good. Down, watch the lines, taking it off. Throw the bail, real crazy. A little bit better, but still about these little guys. Got it. Little bunch of these little dudes. Okay, I'm just trying to give you an idea of how many fish that are here. I'm going to shake the chum bag, throw out a couple handfuls, and you can kind of see what kind of swarm I've got built up here. And I'm going to use my long pole. Get that upper and lower view. Shake the chum bag. See how much that kicks out. Then I'm going to throw out a handful. So you can kind of see with the volume of snappers in this area, there's a lot of small ones, there's some medium ones, there's some big ones. It's just impossible to get a bait to the big ones, specifically trying to use small baits. So those glass minnows, the chum, while they get things fired up, it's almost useless trying to get something. I mean, you could work your way through them and hopefully get a bigger one, but really what I need to do is go catch some bigger pinfish or some bigger bait fish and be able to throw it in that school, and those small ones will pass it up, but the big ones will take it. So that's what I think I'll do now. Cool thing about this kayak, if you hadn't noticed, is that the outrigger can basically come in, so it's not taking up some space, so I can still do the narrows like a regular kayak. And then the motor mount still doesn't get in the way, so I kind of built it purposely for that, but works out really well. Then when I'm on the open, it snaps back, and then I've got the stability again. Back at the spot again. Just picked up about a dozen nice little grunts using just a number 12 little long shank hook and a little split shot on it, and then little pieces of squid. Found little schools of them and then just kind of flicked them in there within the mangroves and just kept pulling them out. Not so easy to cast net them anymore since they're hiding way underneath, so I'm going back to the hook and line. Anyways, I'm back to the spot. I'm going to go ahead and try to use some as cut bait, cut them in half, throw them out there with the spinning reel and see what happens. So I've got the grunt cut up, and I'm going to use that for the bait. And that's basically our rig there. Usually I don't use split shot, but this was the rig that I switched to catch the bait, so I'm just going to leave it on. Otherwise I would do like a knocker rig, or I would put the egg sinker, swivel, maybe a couple feet of leader and then the hook, but I'm just going to try this and just get it down to the bottom. All we're doing is just watching the line. Oh, something's taking it. There we go. A little bigger, but still small. Don't have to hesitate about using large baits with these fish. The bigger the bait is actually better. It'll weed through all the smaller stuff, and the bigger the bait, then bigger the fish that you're going to catch. I switched over to the knocker rig so I can make sure I can get this bait down. So we'll give that a try. Stay out of the roots. Dinner. Need to go to a bigger hook, so still knocker rig, but just with a bigger hook. Bigger bait. Off the spines. And there we go. Fish.
Okay, if you watched all the way through, here's kind of where I was fishing. This is Key West. This is the Geiger Key where I usually launch from. Not too far away over here in Shark Channel. And this last set of mangroves over here. And I was fishing right basically in here. Or was it right here? Probably right here. And there's basically a little inlet, and there's a little channel that cuts through the back here, runs all the way along through the back here. But I was just fishing this inlet right here. Actually, all this spot along here, all the way back in here, is all really good. Pretty deep channel. A lot of snook, grouper, big snappers up to 20 inches. Tarpon right now, a lot of juvenile tarpon. I'm seeing schools of tarpon, schools of big snook, not big snook, comparative. And all that action was right here in this little cut here. It's kind of hard to see that it's a creek, but as soon as you get through these initial mangrove brushes, you'll see that it winds all the way around. You could actually paddle all the way over through here, however the limbs kind of hang down back here. But anyways, that's where I was at. Give it a shot. Thanks.